Welcome to the deep dive.
All right, let's get straight into it. We've got some really interesting source material today.
We do.
We're looking at strategies focused on a pretty ambitious goal for DoorDash drivers in the US, how they might actually aim for like $350 to $400 a day.
Yeah, that's a big number. And this isn't just theory, right? It's based on what experienced gig workers are actually doing, or at least saying they do, to try and hit that kind of target.
Okay, so our job here is to kind of pull out the core strategies from this source, the tactics, the mindset, what it really takes to even approach that level of earnings in the gig world. Sounds like it's way more than just getting in the car and driving.
Oh, absolutely. And the source hits that right away. First thing it asks is that $350, $400 figure actually realistic for you, the listener?
Right.
And it's honest. It says, look, it's not going to happen for everyone every day just by logging on. That's not how it works.
Okay, important reality check. But is it possible? Does the source say people are actually doing it? It does, very clearly. The source states it's, quote, 100% possible. It even points to major cities. Think LA, New York, Chicago, Dallas, Atlanta, places where drivers are supposedly hitting this, but by using specific methods.
Okay, so not a myth then. But it really depends on where you are. And it sounds like how you work.
Exactly. That's the key takeaway. Hitting this isn't luck. The source stresses it needs a real strategy, a focus on location, and honestly, quite a bit of discipline. The main idea, the big shift it talks about, is you have to stop seeing it as just casual driving. You got to treat it like a business.
Like a business.
Right.
Okay, that means having a plan, right? Not just hoping.
Right.
And the source dives into planning, talking about these golden hours. What are those?
Right, the golden hours. Basically, these are the times when demand is highest, so your potential to earn is best. The source lists three main ones.
Okay.
You've got the lunch rush, usually like 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Then the dinner rush, which is a bit longer, maybe 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. And then there's late night, say 9 p.m. to midnight. And it notes that late night slot is especially good on weekends, Friday, Saturday.
So the strategy isn't just being on all the time. It's targeting these specific peaks.
Exactly. Plan your day around those three shifts, and importantly, use the downtime between them wisely.
What do they mean by that?
Well, don't just sit around. Use that time for practical stuff. Gas up the car, grab a bite yourself, take a proper break so you're recharged for the next rush. It's about efficiency.
That makes a lot of sense. Got to keep your own energy up, too.
Yeah.
Now, besides when you work, the source really hammers home location. It says location is everything. What kind of spots are we talking about?
Yeah, they present this as absolutely crucial. It recommends focusing on certain types of areas. For example, high-income neighborhoods.
Ah, for better tips, presumably.
That's the idea, yeah. Potential for better tips. Also, college towns get a mention, lots of orders, often late at night, especially weekends.
Okay.
And, busy downtown areas, tourist spots,
Right.
basically anywhere with a lot of people and restaurants packed together.
Is there any tech or tools the source suggests for finding these places? Like, how do you know where to go?
Yeah, it mentions using specific apps. Names like Gridwise or Para come up. These can apparently help you see real-time hotspots, maybe even estimate earnings in different zones.
Useful.
And here's a practical tip from the source. Look for areas that have a mix of restaurants, both fast food and sit-down places.
Why both?
Well, the thinking is fast food gives you volume, quick orders. Sit-down places might mean bigger order values, which could lead to bigger tips. It's about balancing things out.
That's smart, yeah, balancing volume and value.
Yeah.
And speaking of tips, the source calls them a real game changer. Says they can be, 30 to 50% of your daily income. That's huge.
It really is. It underlines just how vital tips are if you're chasing that $350, $400 goal. It's not just extra, it's core.
So how do you boost them? Does the source give specifics?
Oh yeah, very specific stuff. Things like looking professional, clean clothes, basic stuff, being friendly, smiling, saying thank you.
Sounds like good customer service 101.
Pretty much. And communication is big too. Keep the customer in the loop, especially if there's a delay. People appreciate that.
Yeah, I would.
And then how you handle the food. Simple things like don't tilt the pizza, keep things from spilling, and crucially, using a hot bag.
Ah, the insulated bag.
Exactly. The source explicitly says using one often leads to better tips because the food arrives hot. Makes a difference.
And wasn't there like a bonus tip strategy? Something really specific?
Yes. This one's interesting. After you drop off the food, send a quick thank you text.
Really? What does it say?
The source gives the exact text.
All right.
Hey, your order has been dropped off. Thanks again and have a great day, with the smiley face and everything.
Huh.
And the claim attached to it is pretty bold. This small gesture gets big tips.
Wow. Okay. That's incredibly detailed. Shows the level of thought going into this.
Mhm.
All right, so optimizing DoorDash is one thing, but the source also talks about not relying only on DoorDash, right?
Correct. That's the multi-apping strategy. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Sign up for other platforms too. The usual suspects, Uber Eats, Grubhub. It even mentions Instacart, maybe for filling in gaps when food orders are slow.
So how does running multiple apps help you hit that big daily number?
Well, the idea is during those busy golden hours, you run maybe 2 or 3 apps at the same time.
Okay.
And what that lets you do is cherry pick. You see offers coming in from all of them, and you only take the highest paying ones available at that moment.
Ah, so you get more choice, better potential offers.
Exactly. You're not just stuck with whatever DoorDash sends your way. But there's a big but.
Oh.
The source warns you, only take overlapping orders like one from DoorDash and one from Uber Eats at the same time if you are absolutely confident you can handle both without messing them up or causing big delays.
Right, you don't want angry customers.
No, that'll kill your tips and ratings. So it takes skill and good timing to juggle effectively.
Okay, that makes sense. And this all loops back to that initial point, treating it like a business. What are the must-do business things the source emphasizes?
Yeah, if you're serious about this income level, you have to run it like a proper operation. Number 1, track your expenses religiously.
Like gas and PMSRs.
Mileage. Mileage is huge for tax deductions. That directly impacts your actual take-home pay. It's not just about gross earnings.
Right, the net profit is what matters.
Exactly. And the source suggests apps for this too. Stride or Everlance are mentioned as good tools for tracking mileage and other expenses automatically.
Good.
Beyond the money stuff, it's also practical things. Keep your car in good shape, tire pressure, oil changes, brake states. These aren't just chores, they're business investments to keep you on the road reliably.
Prevents breakdowns that cost you money.
Right. And simple things like keeping a cooler with drinks and snacks in the car. You're going to be out there for long stretches during those peak times. You need to manage yourself too.
It really is like being a solo entrepreneur, managing your assets and yourself. Okay, to make this all feel more real, the source lays out a sample daily routine, doesn't it? How does that look?
Yeah, it gives a concrete example. It starts with that lunch shift, say 10:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. And the goal for that window might be $80 to $100.
Okay, solid start. Then the break you mentioned.
Yep, take that break, recharge. Then hit the dinner shift, maybe 4:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. This is usually the prime time, so the target is higher here.
Yep.
Aim for $120 to $150.
Getting closer. And the last leg.
Another break, then the late shift, say 9:30 p.m. to 12:30 a.m. The target here could be $100 to $120. And again, the source notes this is often easiest to hit on Friday and Saturday nights.
Right, weekend demand. And if
Yeah.
you add those up.
Well, if you hit the upper end of those ranges using the strategies, getting decent tips, that's how you can see a path to $350 or even more for the day, according to the source material. It shows it's about structure.
Wow. So it really isn't just about grinding out endless hours. It's about smart hours, smart locations, smart strategies. If you were to boil down the core message from this source, what is it?
I'd say the main message is that hitting high income and gig work like this isn't really about luck. It's about consistency. It's about being polite and professional. And it's about applying a thought-out strategy, day in, day out.
And it leaves off with some final sharp advice, doesn't it?
It does. Sort of sums it up. Know your market really well. Set a daily goal for yourself. Have something to aim for. And try to stay positive because it can be a grind.
Yeah, mindset matters. And that final thought, the one that really sticks.
Yeah, it's a powerful one. It tells you, the driver, know your worth, don't accept $2 orders, and protect your time.
Know your worth, don't accept $2 orders, and protect your time.
Yeah.
That definitely reframes things, doesn't it? Puts the power back with the driver. A lot for you listeners to think about there if you're in the space or considering it. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.
Yeah, it's pretty eye-opening to see the kind of business mindset some people bring to gig work. Really interesting stuff.
Thanks for listening.